Based on Goddess Saraswati. Thank you very much. Another big round of applause for the students of Country Music Academy. Paaraayanam Frankfurt has been very popular for many reasons, and we have made beautiful friends and like-minded organizations who have come together with us to spread the religious and the spiritual philosophy that we Sanatanis or Sanatana Dharma followers take pride in. And today, few of our friends from different organizations like SGS Gita Foundation, Bats Swami Narayan Samstha, and ISKCON, and Paaraayanam Frankfurt itself. We have, and AIL of course, we have our friends representing these organizations. I now call upon all the 5 speakers to kindly grace the stage. Please come forward, everyone. Audience, don't be shy to give them an applause. Today, each one of them are going to be talking about their experiences, their personal take on this beautiful, invaluable treasure that we have in Sanatana Dharma, in Bhagavad Gita. They are going to share with us their personal take and their philosophies that they follow based on Bhagavad Gita. For this purpose, I first call upon the very young Antariksh Bharadwaj, a passionate spiritual yoga practitioner, a teacher, a software engineer for bread and butter's sake, but who has traveled India extensively and a very active member of Art of Living Frankfurt. Antariksh, the next 10 minutes is yours.
Vasudeva Sutam Devam Tansa Charudamardana Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Namaskar, my salutations to all of you. And I salute you because, as I have seen from the experiences of the saints I have met, Unless and until somebody has received abundant blessings of God, one cannot have this desire to know about Bhagavad Gita. And today we have all come here in this august presence of so many wonderful saints to study about the Bhagavad Gita. That means we are all blessed by divine. And therefore I again say you, Namaste. I am Antariksh Bharadwaj. I am an art of living teacher since last 17 years and I am a spiritual practitioner from a very long time. Now let me give you how Gita came into my life. Now when I was a child, I had these questions in my mind. Who am I? I am running in my life. There are others who are also running in their life. We are all seeking goal. But what is that we are seeking? I have a family. Others have a family. Everyone is looking for happiness. Everyone is running after happiness. But what are we all seeking? And one day, life is going to end. What is the purpose of all this? These questions would come to me as a child, and I would, whenever I am silent, whenever I am alone, I would think on them. Have you had these questions in your life any times? Please raise your hands. What is the purpose of life? Wonderful. So the questions that you have correspond with the Arjuna, the stage of Arjuna, that is Vishad Yoga. Unless and until you have these questions in your life, spirituality, these questions prepare the fertile ground for spirituality. So these questions continued, and then in the year 2002, I perchance discovered a book that was lying in my shelf, that is Talks on the Gita by Venugopal. And when I read the book, that wonderful book, all the questions that I had were answered. The questions about who am I was beautifully answered by the Bhagavad Gita, that I am not an individual, I am not the human body, but I am the soul. Bhagavan Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Nainam Vahati Pavata, Na Chenam Kledayantyapo, Na Ashushati Maruti, which says that I am not the human body, but I am the soul. And just as we all have these clothes that we are wearing right now, and when they are worn out, we discard them. Bhagavan Krishna says, Vamsansi Jivnani Yatha Vihaya, Navani Granati Naloparani, Tatha Sharirani Vihaya Jivna, Nanyani Sayati Navani Dehi. That means, just as we discard the clothes that we are wearing, the soul discards this human body. So this human body that we have is not me, but mine. This distinction must be very clear to us if you want to make any spiritual progress. So can you repeat after me? This human body is not me, but it is mine. Yes. This is the first principle that we have to be absolutely very clear about if you want to make progress in spirituality. I remember a saint of India, his name was Chidananda Saraswati. He used to say that to consider yourself as a human body is the biggest sin. He would say in Hindi, इस शरीर को मैं मानना सबसे बड़ा पाप है और ये पाप सब पापों का बाप है. इस शरीर को मैं मानना सबसे बड़ा पाप है और ये पाप सब पापों का बाप है. Those who have not understood the meaning is that this is the primordial sin that we do in our life, to consider ourselves as a human body. And when you consider yourself not as a human body but as a soul, then what changes in our lives? We start looking at one another with a lot of respect. Whatever positions we have, they don't matter because we are the soul. They are the temporary identification that we have for some time. So our outlook toward life changes. Is it true?
Yes.
When you have this principle in your life that you start looking at each one of us as a soul, you will have great love for them because we are not different from them. We are the same. And animals, we also include them in our family because finally, ultimately, we are all of the same essence. And Bhagavan Krishna said in the Bhagavad Gita, that matra sparsastu kaunteya sitoshnu sukha agama painu nitya stitaksha bharata. That seems, O son of Kunti, the contact between senses and the sense object gives rise to fleeting perceptions of happiness and distress. These are non-permanent and come and go like the winter and summer seasons. O descendant of Bharat, one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So when you consider yourself as a soul, then you will also realize that all the attachments, all the sense objects that we experience, they have only temporary value. They are transient. They are only for a very short time. So when this understanding develops in our life, we start living our life the more yogic way, the Vedic way. So this one small distinction, if we start having in our life, that we are not the human body, we are the soul, everything starts changing. Now another question comes. What is the purpose of human life? Is our human life without any purpose? Because we have a desire, and after that desire is satisfied, some new desire comes. Then we run after something else. But what is the purpose of our human life? Bhagavan Krishna says that the purpose of our human life is to know who we are. And Lord Krishna says, Yam hina vidhanmete purusham purushashabha sama dukha sukha dhira somrutatvaya kalpate. That says, O Arjuna, a person who considers pain and pleasure as one. We can only consider pain and pleasure as one unless and until we believe ourselves as a soul, not a human body. So when you consider pain and pleasure as one, sukh and dukh as one, jay and parajay as one, these opposites, then we become eligible for immortality. So that is how our life proceeds. And today, if you have to take anything from me, I will say, start considering the primary message of the Bhagavad Gita, that you are not the human body, you are the soul. Thank you very much. Om Namah Shivaya. This is such a wonderful audience, and I look forward to hearing the other authors.
Thank you for sharing your experiences with Srimad Bhagavad Gita so beautifully with the audience members. A bigger round of applause. Come on, guys. The prophecy ends at the end of the discussion. You can re-energize yourselves then. Next up, we have Sri Vijay Kumar, who's a MPhil physicist, gold medalist. Now that deserves a round of applause. Thank you. He's here to share with us the thoughts of Bhakti involved in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He is a follower of Sri Pujya Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji. And over to you now, Vijay sir.
Shri Ganeshaya Namaha, Shri Saraswatyai Namaha, Shri Padavallabha Narasimha Saraswati, Shri Gurudattatreya Namaha. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. First, my humble pranams to Dr. Sri Venkatesh Swami. So, as I have been introduced, so my name is Vijay Kumar. I am from SJS Gita Foundation. So, I have been teaching along with my team Bhagavad Gita and making students, youngsters, and also the adults to memorize Bhagavad Gita, all the 700 shlokas, and also reading fluently. So I am doing this with the grace of Param Pujya Sri Swamiji, and in Germany we have been doing this since 10 years. So today I would like to share my understanding of Bhakti in Bhagavad Gita. So Bhakti, so when we hear this word Bhakti, normally we feel that it is something about prayers or something about rituals. But in Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna Paramatma himself established Bhakti as a means of practical life, establishing Bhakti as way of leading life in a practical way. So let us understand what is bhakti. So I would like to present bhakti from two perspectives, a spiritual way as well as in a realistic way. How we can apply this bhakti in day-to-day life. So if you talk about first Arjuna. So Arjuna is a warrior standing in the battlefield. But Sri Krishna had taught him devotion. Yeah? This itself says bhakti is a mean to practice while performing our duties. Now we have two kinds of seekers. One, devotees worship Paramatma, assuming formless Paramatma. And another devotee worship Paramatma, assuming a form, universal form, a Vishwarupa, Lord Sri Krishna, any form. A devotee who is worshipping Paramatma, assuming formless Paramatma, he must hold Paramatma with sincerely, with devotionally, with awareness. That is important. Let us understand this example. Very basic example we see in day-to-day life, the basic principle of a baby monkey, let's say. So what a baby monkey will do and a mother monkey will do. Mother monkey simply doesn't care. It doesn't hold the baby monkey, but the baby monkey holds the mother monkey very tight and closely with its inner strength. Isn't it? We observed it, right? This way, a devotee must be very closely hold Paramatma. That is, a devotee who is believing formless Paramatma. But another devotee assumes Paramatma in a form. Then Paramatma himself uplift the devotee and protect the devotee. How? Let's understand with a simple example. Take the basic principle of a cat and a kitten. We see this. Every day we see a cat and kitten. When baby cat or a mother cat wants to carry the baby cat, what mother cat will do? Mother cat holds the baby cat with its teeth very safely and protect it from all dangers. Have you observed this? Right? What it means. And baby kitten, that's cat, what it will do? It's completely put faith on his mother cat. It's trust. So in bhakti, trust is very important. Yes? So this is the devotee who is worshipping Paramatma in a form. So trust is important. Now let us understand this bhakti in a real life. How we can apply this bhakti in a day-to-day life. Sri Krishna Paramatma himself explained this Bhagavad Bhakti in chapter 12 very clearly in 4 shlokas. How we can apply this in every day-to-day life. Unknowingly, everyone following this, but we never know that we are following this. So someone has to tell that we are following this. Let's see what are those. 4 slokas, sloka number 8, 9, 10 and 11, Paramatma explained this. Sloka number 8, Mayye vamana adhatsva, mayi buddhim niveshaya, nivasishyasi mayyeva, atavotham na samsayaha. Sri Krishna tells here, absorb your mind and intellect and focus on goals, real life. Focus on Paramatma. In spiritual way, Paramatma. Assume, connect Paramatma to your goal. Paramatma spiritual life, goal, real life. Okay, goal and Paramatma. Let's talk about day-to-day life. Focus on goal. Then, atha chainam nitya jatam nityam vamanya sevtam tatha vittam mahabahu. So, this next sloka. Sloka number 9. So, in sloka number 9, what Paramatma says? If you cannot focus on goals, what to do? Abhyasa yogena tata mamichhaptum dhananjaya. Abhyasa means practice. If you cannot focus on goals, practice concentrating your mind to focus on goals. Abhyasa yogena tata mamichhaptum dhananjaya. So practice. Then next. Abhyasa. So next in sloka, when you cannot even practice concentrating your mind on your goals, what to do? You cannot concentrate. So what to do? Then keep on, repeat the practice. Practice continuously and do effectively to reach your goals. That means slowly, steadily take small steps ahead. Not continuous big talk. Take a small steps ahead. It will lead to success. This is your goal. But fourth one, what in the 11th sloka Paramatma says, if even you cannot do these tasks, if you cannot even do a small steps towards your goal, what to do? Then please be detached from the results of your actions. Don't worry. Love what you do. Love what you do. That's it. Don't expect the answers or the results of your actions. So, we are applying these 4 takeaways in everyday life. For example, take a student. He is writing an exam, right? So, what he will do first, okay, he will prepare well and he is sitting in the exam and he will write the exam. Yeah? Very big task has come. He has to solve a problem. What he will do? He will think. He'll think. He'll try to solve the problem, but he cannot solve the problem. What he will do at the end? Okay, let's leave it to God. Whatever happens, let's do it. So one thinking like this. Everyone must have experienced this, right? We must have done this. And sometimes we'll see, okay, you're going to the exam, just pray to Bhagavan. Okay? He will help you. So trust. Right? Someone solving the problem, he will think, okay, let's put to the God and write. But later he will think, no, I have to repeat my things. What went wrong? Why I cannot solve the problem? So repetition, that's the 11th sloka. Paramatma says, if you cannot achieve, repeat the whole process. Understand where went wrong. So repeat the process. So then the boy will think, okay, first step, this is wrong. Second step, this is wrong. Okay, let's make it correct. Step. He will reach the solution. Right? So this is the way of practical leading the bhakti, devotion. Focus on your goals. If you cannot focus on your goals, practice concentrating your mind to focus on the goals. If you cannot focus on the goals, then step by step, slowly take a small steps to reach the goal. And if you cannot do that also, just simply don't bother about it, answers, don't bother the result of your actions, simply believe what you're doing, love what you're doing. Right? So these are the 4 takeaways explained by Paramatma. We are following it, understand what we are following. Everyone can apply these principles. A businessman, an employee, a student, everyone can apply these 4 principles. You will success in your life. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vijay, for giving us such beautiful takeaways in 4 simple words and explaining Bhakti and Gita to all of us. Thank you very much. Next up, we have a young successful IT professional with global experience coming forward to share his thoughts about Gita and universal harmony. Ladies and gentlemen, he serves at Paaraayanam Frankfurt as Satsang coordinator. Please put your hands together for
Gunatitoksharam Brahma Bhagavan Purushottama Jano Janam Nidam Satyam Muchyate Bhavabandhana. Yeah, myself Yogi Gurecha. I am from BAPS Swaminarayan Sanstha. Maybe everyone knows about Akshardham. Today the topic which was given to me was Gita and universal harmony. And we learned so many things about Gita with all the speakers. But first I would like to start my speech with three simple questions. Maybe 12 years old boy can give the answer. The question is, with all of you, what is the one thing, listen carefully, what is the one thing that everyone needs and everyone gets? सबको चाहिए और सबको मिलती है. You can't live even a minute without that. Anyone has answered? Oxygen? A mother. There are so many. The answer is the air, the oxygen. The second question, what is the one thing that nobody wants, but everyone is getting it? Fix है, बोलने वाला ही है. The answer is mrityu. And the last question, what is the one thing that everyone wants? Yes, but nobody will get in their life, Let me give you the answer. The answer is happiness. But in Sanskrit, there is a word, sukh and akhand sukh. If I ask you, is there any moment in your life where you were very happy? You said, yes, when I got a visa, I had a wonderful child, when I got this and that. Are you happy right now? Are you permanently happy? You said, no, it's ups and downs. That is the theme. This is the reason today the topic which I'm going to speak, Gita and universal harmony. It teaches us. There is one wonderful sloka in Gita. It said, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kamshati sarveshu bhuteshu bhakti labate param. It says, a realized soul see all beings equally. You know what? I'm from Gujarat. I speak Gujarati, Hindi, English or other languages. But the thing is, in Gujarat, there was a great Kavi and the disciple of the God, Narsi Mehta. And Narsi Mehta sing a song for the God. The song is, Vanlo bhine kapat rahit chhe, काम क्रोध निर्वार्या रे भणे नर संयोजन दर्शन करता कूड़ई को तेरा तार्या रे वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए. નરસિંહ મહેતા સિંહ વૈષ્ણવ ભજન તો તેને રે કહીએ જે પીડ પરાઈ જાણે રે. Let me tell you one thing. We all know about the Charlie Chaplin. We live in the world where showmen succeed and true men fail. Once upon a time in Germany there was a competition. The title of the competition was Look Alike Charles Chaplin. Who can look alike a Charles Chaplin? You have to walk like him, you have to dress like him. For your surprise, we all know Charlie Chaplin by himself. He was a comedian. He took part in the competition. The competition was about 7 hours. So many jury members, everyone was observing how he looked, how he walks. After 7 hours, when the result came, Charlie Chaplin himself was 7th. And Charlie Chaplin, he said, we live in the world where so men succeed and true men fail. So the harmony is what? Harmony is the treasure at the end of the rainbow. Means it doesn't exist. But let me tell you, if we all can connect together and make a rainbow, at least we can make a sky look beautiful. That is the beauty of the harmony. And for your surprise, when I was reading one article, I come to know that United Nations has so many days. We all are aware about it. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Teacher's Day, Yoga Day. For your surprise, in 21st century, there is another day. Might be very few people know about it. On 20th March, every year, they are celebrating Happiness Day. So you know the thing is, why we celebrate the day? Because the thing is getting extinct. Nowadays, the people, and that is the reason in Australia, the government is encouraging everyone. Make some people smile for 2 hours. The thing is, I have so many things written over here. Time may be very limited, but there is a one book. Because our happiness, our harmony, it depends on the situation. If you do not agree, there is a wonderful book. In that book, the author has written that there was a time where everyone was living on the earth peacefully, and the scientists and government announced, we have very important announced for you that after 10 days, every living species on the earth is going to die. As usual, people ignore the message. Then they say, why? Then they say, there is a one big planet. The planet is every day coming closer to the earth, every day closer, closer, closer. After 10 days, that planet will hit the earth and everyone is going to die. People say, okay, this may be the fake news of coming out of sunburn. What happened? 9th day, 8th day, 7th day. Then people were looking at the sky, the whole sky were converting from the blue to orange. 6th day, red. Then they come to know, okay, in this city, the whole city is destroyed and all the people lie. You know what happened? When only 7 days remain, people say, we have only 7 days to live. Let's celebrate our happiness. You know what happened? All the countries' border, China, Pakistan, India, they removed their army. The entire world was on one map, harmony. The husband and wife has so many problems from many years, divorce. Wife came back to home. We have to live only for 7 days. Let's be happy. All the children, all the king, they come, all the jail, they free all the prisoners. What are you going to do within 5 days? Free world. The entire world, from so many days, the brother, the sister, the father, the cousin, the uncle, they have so many ego problems. Everyone together. Let's celebrate 5 days. Let's feel happy. And all the restaurants in the world were free for all. Come, have a lunch, have a dinner, no need to pay. We are going to die. Everyone was living happy, everyone was smiling. 5th day, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. And when there was a last day, everyone woke up. They said, okay, today is the last day. We all are going to die. Everyone say, how are you? Take care of yourself. No hate, no ego crisis. Everything was demolished. And the scientists and government announced, we would like to let you know the planet which is coming to the earth by the grace of God, it is successfully bypassed. You all are safe. And you know what happened? All the wives went back to them. All the jailer, all the police, they started searching for the prisoner. All the people who eat in the restaurant free of cost, they started getting lunch. All the borders were separated. The thing is, we are good, we are happy, we have harmony in our heart, but that harmony is situation based. If Mataji announced right now that after the end of this ceremony, everyone is going to get a 2 murti, 2 statue of the God. One is a Ram, one is a Ravan. Can anybody raise the hand who wants a Ravan? Is there anybody who wants Ravan? Why? We all know Lord Rama, Ram is a Bhagavan, Ravan is not a Bhagavan, not a good soul. But then Mataji announced, let me tell you, I forgot to tell you something. That the murti of Ram, it is made from some sand or some cheap stone. And the murti of Ravan is made from 24 karat gold. Then everyone said, one of our saints, when they asked the same question to the devotee, one person said, Swami, he said, what? I want Ravan. He said, why? Because I will make Ram, Lakshmana and Sita out of Ravan. Just give me Ravan. One of the disciples says, Swami, I will give 10% donation. Just give me Ravan. See, the thing is, And at the last, let me tell you what harmony means. We all know all the 5 elements: Prithvi, Jal, Tej, Vayu, and Akash. Can I ask you something? What nationality does sun belongs to? Is it American, British, Indian, Arab? Sun is there for those who want sunshine and light. Sun belongs to nobody. If I ask you which religion water belongs to, is it Hindu? Is it Muslim? Jain? Christian? Water is there for those who are thirsty. If I ask you what color air belongs to, is it black, brown, yellow? Air is colorless, it's universal. If I ask you what class is earth belongs to, is it higher class, middle class, lower class? Earth is there for those who wants to stand tall, erect and walk. And what race is the space belongs to? Human race. Space is there for those who wants to explore. If all the 5 elements are belongs to owned by nobody and enjoyed by everybody, today see Bhagavad Gita, it is owned by nobody but welcoming and enjoyed by everybody. I would like to request, have a learn from the Gita in your life, implement, stand tall, grow and conquer the world. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan, Jai Shri Krishna.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Yogi, not from UP but from Gujarat. A big round of applause, please. Thank you for beautifully sharing Gita and universal harmony and thoughts based on this. Next up, we have our speaker who was pursuing a very interesting career. Any guesses? Let me tell you. He is pursuing intellectual property law which helps German clients meet their US patent needs. 2 challenges, Germans and US. I don't want to be there. But I definitely want to be where you are. He's the ardent Bhakta of Guru Sri Jayapataka Swami Maharaj from ISKCON Frankfurt. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the marvelous and remote Prasad who is going to speak about Gita and self-realization. A bit louder applause, please.
ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमामि कृष्णपादाय कृष्णस्थाय भूतले शैते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिति नाम्ने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी वाणिचारिणी शिष्याश्रमादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणी. Good evening, everyone, and my pranams to all the fellow panelists here who are much more senior to me in knowledge. And I'm just very thankful to be part of this discussion today. And we've all been hearing such great things about the knowledge that is in the treasures of the Bhagavad Gita. So I wanted to start with the question, which is, why the Bhagavad Gita? Why is it this scripture that attracts so many people? Why is it that when we think about, the Vedas or the Puranas or anything, our first instinct or the identity that we come out with as Indians, as most of us are, is, we have the Bhagavad Gita. And the interesting part about it is when we think of the Vedas, when we think of people who study the Vedas, the immediate picture that comes in our head is that of, a rishi, a muni, somebody wearing some sort of saffron or orange robes, probably in some ashram in a forest or on a mountainside, meditating, away from the comforts and the joys of the world, just being in that situation. And that seems very daunting to us because in today's day and age, we cannot imagine, I personally cannot imagine giving up this life to live on a mountainside. Yeah, from time to time we all fantasize about it, that it must be nice, but realistically, I don't think anyone here is ready, including myself, to give all of this up and go and live like that. And I think the reason the Bhagavad Gita speaks to all of us here today is we can see nobody is dressed like that.
Nobody here is, we all, like all the panelists here have jobs. All the panelists here are coming from, very, very long esteemed careers, but are taking the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and are able to apply it to their life today. And this is because the Bhagavad Gita was a distress, scripture. Arjuna was standing in front of the Kaurava army, and the entire hopes of the Pandava army were resting on him. It was on him that Maharaj Yudhishthir had trusted, and then, decided to fight against Duryodhana. And in that situation, we imagine that your most important fighter, your most important player would just say that, oh, I don't understand. My Gandhi bow is slipping from my hand. Vepatushti sharidam niromo harshashta jayate. Gandhi vam samsiddhe hasta tvakcheva parivarhyati. My mouth is drying up. My, hair is standing on its end. I am trembling and I don't want to fight. For all of us, because most of us are Indians here, we understand cricket. It is like imagining that we cannot, start playing the game without Sachin Tendulkar or from the younger crowd, Virat Kohli. It is not something that, but it is a problem that we face every day. Every day when we wake up in the morning, it may feel like we don't want to go to our work. It may feel like it is too cold outside and maybe it would be nice if we had a vacation. Not every day is the same for us. And the questions that Arjuna has in the first chapter for not wanting to fight are questions we all face. Arjuna gives 4 reasons in the first chapter why he doesn't want to fight. And his first reason is, I don't want to kill my family. His second reason is, I don't, if my family goes away, with whom will I enjoy? Why am I doing this? If we put it in our lives, we are all living away from our families, from our parents, from our siblings, living in a foreign land in Germany. I'm sure we all have come up with this question of why are we here? Well, wouldn't it be more nice or more comfortable to go back and live with our parents or our siblings or our extended family? And that is the question that Arjuna had, is why am I fighting? I can just give the kingdom to my cousins and my guru and they can enjoy. Then Arjuna also gives, once you think about this, Arjuna graduates to asking the question of, oh, maybe society will not be benefited if I fight. And we think that, we want our children or the next generation to be educated in Sanatana Dharma. That is the effort that we're all trying to do here. It is so difficult to do that in a foreign country with so many distractions and, stimuli that we are facing. And finally, Arjuna says, it would be so sinful of me to kill people in the battle. As a Kshatriya, it will not be. But it sounds nice, It sounds like Arjuna is making very logical, very valid, very shastric arguments. And what does Krishna say? Kutastva kashmelam idam. Vishami samupasthitam araryam vajishtam Arjuna akirtim karam Arjuna. What are you doing? Standing here, why are you asking these questions? Because Arjuna is confused, and we, just like Arjuna, are confused every day of our life. And when Krishna talks in the Bhagavad Gita and he gives his teachings in the Bhagavad Gita, he doesn't tell Arjuna to go and live in a forest. He doesn't tell Arjuna to give up and, give up the kingdom. He doesn't tell Arjuna to win or he doesn't tell Arjuna to lose. He just tells Arjuna to do his duty. He says, if you do your duty, the rest will take care of itself. And that is why, so Arjuna does it after the Bhagavad Gita, does not go away and say, oh, I'm leaving the battlefield and going away. Actually, Krishna says, if you leave the battlefield and go away, it will be a great insult to you and your family. Then Krishna says, okay, forget that, you don't care about your reputation. As one of our esteemed speakers said, they are all souls. They are living you are not killing or giving life to them. They will die and be born anyway. Keep doing your duty. And after the Bhagavad Gita, after Krishna gives his teachings in the 18 chapters, Arjuna ends with saying, Nashto moha smriti labdha. Now all my confusion is clear. And after that, Arjuna goes on to fight in the war of Mahabharata. So it's not the reason this scripture is so applicable to us today is it is asking us to be in the present. It can help us, I was given the topic of self-realization. All of us sitting here today, right now, can start being self-realized. We don't need to go in a special place, sit in a special asana, wear a special robe, nothing. Sitting here today, using the teaching of Bhagavad Gita, we can start to be self-realized. And that is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. One of the main shlokas that everybody, I think, in this audience will know for the Bhagavad Gita is Karmanye Vadhikaraste Ma Phaleshu Padachana Ma Karma Phale Hetu Bhu Mate Sandosta Karmani. And we all have our own understanding of what that shloka is. But the two things that are very important in that shloka is one, we are supposed to perform our duty. And that is the only right we have. Krishna says you have a right to perform your duty, but you do not have the right to the fruits of your action. We cannot expect it. So the natural question comes is, if I cannot expect results, then what is the point of doing my duty? Why? If I get up in the morning and take the effort and go to office, and my boss says, okay, you are doing your duty, whether or not you get paid, you will decide on the 30th of the month. Would we like that? No. Because we are doing this as with an expectation of getting paid. But Krishna says, in reality, if you do your duty, you cannot expect the results. You cannot expect yourself to be the doer of the action. And you cannot be attached to not doing your duty. If someone tells us that, you are working out or you are studying and you take the exam, whether you pass or not, may or may not happen. But that is not the reason to not appear for the exam. When we were coming to Germany, we applied for the visa. Whether or not we get the visa is in the hands of the consulate officer. But that does not mean that just because there is a possibility of no, we don't even try. We do our duty, which is applying for it. And that is what Krishna is expecting us to do. But we should not think about not doing your duty. What we should think about instead is yat paroshi yadashnasi yat juhosi yadasya yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat purushvam nadarpanam. Whatever you do, whatever actions you perform, you offer them unto me. And once we offer them as the service of Krishna, we are freed from everything. We are freed from expectations and we are freed from results. Because we are not doing it in the expectation of a result. We are not doing it in the expectation of growth. We are just doing it because Krishna asks us to do it. And that itself is enough. One of the speakers also mentioned the joy of doing your duty, enjoying what you do. We can enjoy what we do because when we do it as a service to Krishna. And our, as souls, there's been a lot of discussion of how we are all souls. As souls, it is our nature and our essential position is to serve. And that manifests in all our relationships in life. As a parent, we are serving our child. As a child, we are serving our parent. As a husband and wife are serving each other. We want to serve the people outside. We want to serve our community and we want to bring harmony into the world. We are always in the mood of service. And so what happens is we can serve each other and that gives us a little bit of temporary happiness and joy. But if we serve Krishna, who is sitting as a Paramatma in everyone's heart, then we can always be happy. Because once Krishna is happy, everyone is happy. So the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita help us to get to that point where living our current life, we don't have to be scared about things like self-realization. We don't have to be scared about things like yoga. We can do these things while doing whatever we are doing currently. And that is the beauty of the Bhagavad Gita, and that is why this scripture and this teaching will always be timeless. This knowledge has been there, this knowledge is there, and this knowledge will continue to be there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was beautifully put about Gita and self-realization. Our last speaker, before the break, I wouldn't say the last speaker, but we have a very much educated, very noble soul who is amongst us today on the stage. the founder of Paaraayanam Frankfurt, Sri Vasudevan Raghavan, world famous in Frankfurt.
Namaste. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Paramagurubhyo Namaha. Asmat Sarvagurubhyo Namaha. You know, the person who spoke just before me, unwittingly he covered almost all the points that I'm supposed to talk about. So maybe whatever I'm going to say now would be some kind of a repetition. But you know, I've been asked to talk on Karma Yoga, so I'll keep it very brief and short. So the word Karma Yoga, as you see, has two words, Karma and Yoga. And Karma means action or activity, and Yoga means, in this context, the attitude. Okay? So Karma Yoga basically talks about two things. What is the right action, or what is the appropriate action that one should perform, and what is the appropriate attitude that one must carry in the mind while, number one, performing the action, and number two, when the results come to you. You know? So, you know, the activities always have two aspects. There is a kartrutvam, where you are the performer of the action, and then you are the bhoktrutvam, you are the bhokta. So the results come to you. The results may come in a good way, not in a not so good way, in a bad way. So you cannot predict how the outcome will be. So the shloka karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana actually means you have full control on what you do, the action, but you don't have any control on the outcome. Because very often the activity that we do produces a certain result which is not 100% governed by the activity that we do, but it also has a lot of other extraneous factors and extraneous actors who influence the outcome. Just to give a small example, you know, let's assume you have an appointment at 8 o'clock and you want to be there on time, and so you leave home promptly at 6:30 or 6:45, depending on your bus timing, and then you reach the bus stop. Now, for you to travel to the destination and reach the place on time, the bus should come on time, then the bus should reach the end destination in the allotted time. There should be no traffic jam, there should be no accident. So there are so many things which you can't control. All that you can do is you can leave home at 6:45 and reach the bus stop. But whether the bus comes on time, whether the bus driver is in a good mood, whether he is driving properly, whether the other road users are doing it properly, it's not in your hands. So that adhikara basically tells that while you have complete control on the action that you perform, the outcome is not entirely in your hands. So for that, one has to develop a certain attitude. And that attitude, as a doer, Krishna says, you do all your actions as though you are performing a puja. You are performing a puja to the Ishtadevata. So, as much with focus and dedication and sincerity that you would perform the puja to the activity. And then leave it to the God as a samarpanam, and whatever results come, accept as a prasadam. The acceptance of the outcome should be with a prasada bhava. And if one can practice this attitude both ways, at the time of doing and at the time of receiving, then you are on the path of karma yoga. And what is the advantage of doing this? Very often today in this world, we hear a lot about stress management. People are stressed out. And if you analyze this stress, where is all this stress coming from? It is coming either from, guilt about the past actions, or anxieties about future results, or distractions in the present. These are the three sources. You can list 100 different causes for stress, but all of them will fall into one of these categories. Either you are guilty and worried about something that already happened, which is gone, or you are worried about something that is yet to happen. It's not happened. You are imagining a lot of outcomes. And in the present, when you are actually busy doing something, you are listening to, this and that, doing multitasking. All this it's going to affect your performance of the action. Because if you don't pay full attention, if you don't pay 100% attention to what you're doing now, that will not give you the appropriate result for which you are doing that action. So by focusing on the action, Krishna says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Karmasu kaushalam. Kaushalam means, there's a word called dexterity or skillfulness. So you have to perform your work in a very skillful way, and that skillful way needs good focus and also good practice. And once you have kind of understood this, and once you focus on doing the action in the most appropriate way and leave the result to Ishvara, then you have become a Karma Yogi. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vasiji. Keep the applause coming, people. We have 5 different speakers talking to us, sharing with us their thoughts and philosophies of different aspects of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Now I request our esteemed speaker of the day, all the way from Bharat, to summarize the points that our 5 in-house speakers spoke to us about. Please give a big round of applause to Dr. Venugopal.
Sri Chakra Varadacharyam Shuddha Sattva Guruttamam Srinidhim Raghavam Vande Hyabara Karunakaram. Namaskaram to all, and namaskaram to the 5 esteemed speakers who gave various kinds of insights regarding Bhagavad Gita. And it seemed almost we covered the entire yatra of Gita from the first chapter to final chapter through the speech of these 5 persons in the same order actually. Because starting from our Bharadwaj, so he started as, we have to realize that we are not this body, we are soul. This is the first Upadesam of Lord Krishna. So whenever we are in stress, we have to realize that I am not this body, I am the soul. So this soul cannot be destroyed by anybody. Nainam chintanti shastrani, nainam dagati pavakaha, nachainam kedayanti apaha, nasoshayati marutaha. That gives you courage and confidence. Now, after listening to Mr. Bharadwaj's speech, we have to move to the next person, Mr. Vijay Kumar. What did he show to us? Beyond that, we have to perform our actions. How should we perform? That he showed from 12th chapter, he showed 4 verses. So, we have to perform our action with a proper goal. If we are not able to focus on that, then we have to involve in practice. And even if that is not possible, just be content with what you have and don't expect big result. Just love what you do. This constitutes a part of Karma Yoga. So understand that you are the soul, not this body. Then proceed to perform your action. As you perform your action, see, we are advising you, don't focus on result also. No result. Then why should I do my action? The question will arise, right? Will anybody do any work if there is no benefit for him? You all come, you spend 3 hours, sit here, and then you go back. What is the benefit? No benefit. Will you come? There should be some benefit, right? What is that benefit? For that, we have to move to the next Yogi Ji. Yogi Ji told us the benefit. What is it means? We advance spiritually just by doing our work properly. With some knowledge of the soul, we get spiritual advancement. With that spiritual advancement, Samadarshanam, we start seeing everybody equally. That Samadarshanam leads to universal harmony. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavigastini Shunichaiva Shopakecha Pratitaha Samadarshanaha. So, see, from the basic step onwards, started by our Bharadwaj, from that basic step, we proceed and state of universal harmony, seeing everybody equally. Is that enough? No. Then we have to come to Sri Ananteshwara Das. What did he show? We have to offer everything to Bhagavan ultimately. Because just realizing Jivatma is not enough. This Jivatma is supported by Paramatma from within. So we have to offer everything to him. Yad karoshi, yad ashnasi, yad juhosi, yad dadasi, yad tapasyasi, whatever you do, takkurushva madarpanam. Offer everything to Bhagavan. So engage in that devotion. That devotion will take you to higher and higher planes and obviously to liberation. Finally, our Paaraayanam Frankfurt founder, our Vasudevan Swami, husband of our Srimati Malati Vasudevan, he pointed out beautifully, if we go to that stage, our life attains some perfection. What kind of perfection means? Always somebody has told everybody, it seems. Somebody has told everybody. Whenever you meet Dr. Venkatesh, you should ask him one question. How are you balancing medical practice with Upanyasams? Wherever I go, they ask me, sir, how are you balancing medical profession with Upanyasam? The same question. I got tired of answering. But he beautifully put forth, whatever duty you are doing, do it as worship of God. Because we have drawn a line now. This is worldly life. This is spiritual life. Worldly life is different. Spiritual life is different. They are in two different places. In that balance, how to balance both of them? In a balance, in a beam balance or a spring balance, they are in two different planes. How to balance both of them? Please remove that line in between. There is nothing called separate spiritual life and separate worldly life. We are leading only one life, right? That same life has spiritual part and worldly part. But if you start offering everything to Bhagavan, then this worldly life itself becomes spiritual life. Your worldly activities themselves become spiritual activities, worship of God. Swakarmanatam apyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. So ultimately, first we start searching where is spirituality in our life. Finally, we end up realizing that our life is already spiritual. We have to realize that. So, they say, with Tamil, you can easily understand. Andrada Valvil Anmigam, they start. In daily life, how to practice spirituality. Finally, they realize Andrada Valve Anmigam. Daily life itself is spirituality. So, we start from our Bhagavad Gita saying, I am not this body. And then we proceed to him, realizing our action should be done properly. Duty is important. Never abandon your duty. And then we go to him, realizing that once we do our duty, we can get Sabadarshanam. And then we come to him, realizing that we have to offer it to Bhagavan and engage in devotion. And finally, as per our Vasu Swami, we realize that our daily life itself is spiritual. This is the root of Bhagavad Gita showed by Krishna to Arjuna. These 5 speakers in that same order have put 5 steps for our life. So 5 steps are there in Chanta. As we climb these 5 steps, in the 6th step, Lord Krishna will be waiting for us. Come here. Okay, so these 5 people, and special thanks to Paaraayanam Frankfurt, VHP, and all the people who are involved in this function. Because what is the best way to please Lord Krishna? He himself has said in Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 68th verse. What that verse says, Yahidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu amidasyati bhakti mahi param kritva mame vaishyati asamshayana. The most favorite person for Lord Krishna in this universe, who is he? Paaraayanam Frankfurt VHP. Because whoever propagates, Krishna says, Yagidam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu abhitasyati. Whoever propagates this Bhagavad Gita among devotees is my most favorite person in this world. So they are doing a lot of things here to propagate our Sanatana Dharma here in Europe, not only in Germany, all over Europe. They are doing great service, offline, online, and everywhere. So with the blessings of Lord Sri Krishna, may their service to Sanatana Dharma grow more and more and attract more of the younger generation towards the glory of Sanatana Dharma.
Thank you, Adiyan Swami. You beautifully summarized all our 5 speakers, their thoughts and philosophies. Once again, Paaraayanam Frankfurt thanks AOL representation, SGS representation, ISKCON representation, and perhaps Swaminarayan representation on the stage today. We hope to have you in many more such events. And out there to the public, anybody who wants to join us for many more such talks and exchange of knowledge, please contact us here. We would be very happy to have you. Thank you, everyone. At this point in time, we will have a short break of 20 minutes only. I repeat, 20 minutes only. Energize yourselves. There is yummy snacks outside. Our supporters, please support them and reach out to them in case of any needs are going to be fulfilled. Thank you very much, everyone.